Have you any idea how successful censorship is on TV? Don't know the answer? Successful, isn't it?
People are always asking me if I know Tyler Durden.
I nod off, I wake up in strange places. I have no idea how I got there.
You need to lighten up.
What?
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Without pain, without sacrifice, you would have nothing. This is chemical weapon, and you will have a scar.
What are you doing?
Stay with the pain, don't shut this out.
You hear this?
Hear what?
We are all part of the same compost heap.
What? Games, they vegetarize you. See? Yeah. Drugs!
Saying you're not mentally ill. For all I know, you're crazy as a loon.
Red roses too.
Ah. Right. Right.
For me and you. To myself.
Of course not. You want to escape, right? That's very sane.
What a wonderful
Great.
I ain't talking to him, I'm talking to myself.
Fast ring! Hit me, Chief!
Excuse me, miss. How do you want to kill? You know what I mean? We're going fishing.
I've had my ups and downs. That's what made me what I am today.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time.
I'ma do it anyway, gonna beat up, want your bad luck. I'ma let my head down now, wanna get down to my feet.
Oh my god! Is that a Robert Downey Jr.?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Captain Doc Skinner on board the Starship Pariah. A little loopy, but I'm here. That's right. You might see me squints here and there. Just ignore it. No big deal. It means the drugs didn't reach that area or something, so, and I might be a little goofy. Now, let's see. The part played by Mike Barra will be played tonight by Jim Goodall. Mike got sick. He wasn't feeling well today, and he was like, "Dude, I can't do it. I can't do it." So Jim was already coming on anyway, as well as hopefully some other people. I've put out the link. We'll see what happens. If not, we'll open it up to you guys. So yeah, I'm feeling this is good. I told you all week this was coming. Oh yes, it's Goofball Thursday. Anything goes. Anyway, oh boy. So I'm probably gonna have other people do talking tonight. Yeah, so I'm just feeling a little silly. I think it may be the mix of Dr. Pepper, Gatorade. I had to get a rock star in there. Oh my God, I haven't had any sleep. But I was all nervous. I was going to sleep through the surgery. Nope. But yeah. Anyway, aren't they fun? I thought I was going to feel like I was going to be knocked out for a good 12 hours. Nah, just an hour. Golly. But I feel it now. All right, let's move on. Let's do a quick roll call to all of you lovely individuals in the comments section. Let's go up to the top. We have Marcus Miller. I says, awesome. Mike is one of my favorite people in the field. Can't wait. I know. Marcus, I'm sorry. He was scheduled to be here. I'm not going to read his message, but yeah, he wasn't going to be able to make it. So I'll send him a link for tomorrow. We'll see if he's available or not. Kim B's on board. Welcome. Hope surgery went well. Yes. I came out of it. So that's a good thing. And I think everything's still intact. So, don't want to look under bandages and whatnot, but we'll just cross our fingers. Namaste fams. Doc, awesome show yesterday. I was at work when, someone started talking about reptilian aliens and said like Melinda Moulton Howe or Jimmy Church. I hit the ground laughing and got in trouble. Well, hey, words are getting out there. Information's getting out there somehow. Alien bump. Hey, alien bump. Condolence, brother. Condolence. I won't. We'll just leave it at that. Okay. My heart's with you. I've just been busy and doped up all day. Saw a message, couldn't type at the time. So, sorry. So sorry to hear. Sky Allen's on board. Hello, welcome, Mr. B from Down Under. Oh, my skull is throbbing. Yes, everybody's saying hello to everybody else. Claudia Rodriguez is here. I'm in like a dreamlike state right now, so this will be an interesting show. Let's see, Kim B's on board. Terry Reesing, hello. Hi, Doc, everyone. This is better to be a very short hiatus as I'm going to go barking mad without the doc force. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just didn't realize, how many of you want it, and hence why I said I'm not saying forever. I'm just saying for right now. I'm sure ladies understand. You get to do the bathtub thing and the skin conditioning thing, and you get to pamper yourself. And us guys, we don't get that. If we do, I don't know. It's not my category. But I need to. I need to have a massage. I need to go get a massage. I've got so many knots and stuff from my back, stuff like that, and I live with it daily. The pain, not having anybody here to, after a long day, rub my feet and I rub their feet. Nothing. So it builds up, and it's built up nastiness inside, and the things that have to get, been taken out. Thank God. But yeah, and I hope you all understand. It doesn't mean I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. You're all on your own. I've had those days, though. Do not get me wrong. I am a human being. Sometimes it's just like, man, I'm finding a cave. You're all on your own. But no. I'm going to be popping in here and there. I would like to think that I've got a good network of friends in this community, podcasters and whatnot, and speakers that who I'm in contact with most of them on a regular basis. And yeah, people can't get rid of me that easily. So, but what I do, and you guys have been on the voyage with me for my I want my $200. Oh my God, I should have done that. Holy, oh, why didn't I not? Jeez. And his 40th, was it his 40th? I think it was like 40th or 50th birthday a couple of weeks ago, and I made an ad. It's like everything's $2 on behalf of this guy who just turned 40. It used to be that I want my $2 guy, the paper boy. I should have done that. I should have done me writing up with, oh God, I could still do this. Not right now. I have to wait a while until I heal up, but maybe I'll do this. And anybody wants to help me with it, it'd be kind of fun. You know, I give away ideas too easily. You know, so but here we go. This is off the cuff. So, so I want to do this video. I got to get a BMX bike and the outfit. I got half the outfit on already. Just need some hair, and I want to ride my bike and have these rolls of paper out that say like different conspiracies away, right? And come up to a house and say it's the two of you. I want my $200. It's been 2 years. I think it's funny. It made me laugh, and for me, you know, everybody else here in this room, I'm content with that. No, I might do that. I might do that. I might just do funny videos. Lighten it up, since, you know, we're at the point of almost no return. You know, Antichrist is here, you know, war, all this famine, and just every pestilence we can think of, and animals, all that nasty shit we talk about. Why not go out with a laugh, right? That's why I was like, you know, I was just like, man, I'm worn out. You know, doctor's like, you're worn out. You gotta take time off too. And it's like, but I do my show. And he's like, yeah. So here's the thing. Yeah, you won't get rid of me. I'll still be around. If just follow me. Follow me on Rumble, and TikTok. I think now with a lot less on my shoulders, I can spout out some more fun stuff. Make you guys, at least, you know, as we're riding out to the end days, let's do it with a laugh, giggle, a gaggle, a google, a giggles. Sky Allen, did I say hello to you? Oh no, yes, hi, Sky Allen. Billy Nice, hello. Man, I'm like falling behind because I'm just getting sentimental. Second to the last show. What am I gonna do tomorrow? You think maybe tomorrow night is the night I should set myself on fire? You know, with fire gel, Mom. You know, like Batman stunt show stuff, Mom. Remember? Just get an extra click. Why not? Iron Bear 78, welcome aboard. Elise Marie, darling, welcome aboard. Christina, British and Proud. I can't wait until, you know, Ed McMahon brings me my check and I can plan a world tour. And I'm going to go to all these countries. I'm going to look you all up. I'm going to go, got a couch? It'll just be a couple of days, I swear. No, I wouldn't do that to you guys. That's not cool. All right. Let's see. Yes, I'm ready tonight. 420 all day long pre-doc. Yes, April 20th. Awesome. Hey, all. Michael Franks is here. Welcome aboard. I'm jumping over a few people. I'm just getting the how do you do's. Mr. Catfish, hello. I'm going to cry when I don't see you no more. Look, folks, you're not going to not see me no more. It's not like that. Even if I had the money to do that and just go, you know, and you know, Machiavelli out of here or something. No, I'd be like Michael Jackson. I'd be like coming out and getting caught in makeup and costume. I could do a whole show, but I'm not going to. Let's see. The divine Rachel. Hello, darling. Hello. I'm glad you made it. I know it's late for all you on the East, Central, and Mountain time because it's later than this time. So I would say I'll try to make it quick, but I don't know how that's going to happen. we'll see. I still got Jim Goodall in the green room. I hope he's enjoying the chips and dips I put out for him. But we will be getting to him in just a sec. I just gotta, second last show. All of you count. If it wasn't for each and every one of you that come and interact every night as this weird, probably medically approved psychotic dude, and let him babble, and you keep it moderated and beautiful, and everybody's respectful. It has been when I had the first hiatus, because I safety issues. I stopped for a bit. I came back. It was a little rough at first, but then they disappeared, and it's like we polished this diamond of viewers that I can't say can be matched by any other podcaster. The kindness that you all show to one another, it's what keeps me going and have drugs. Why is it whenever they knock you out with whatever they knock you out with, you just all day, I'm sitting here just chugging. I even had water, and still it's like, so I'm that part I'll be ready to be out, eat demon, out. Now he's just getting all silly, everybody. Has everybody got this on the TiVo recorder? Because we can play this again and again. Crying, but out of love, man. I know you were great. Oh, thank you. Like I said, yeah, I'm gonna think that I started explaining this way after this. So all of you, I know I want a ticket with Elon to get over to that other rock. That would be badass. I probably would have a coronary, halfway from fright. God, there's no turning back. Oh shit. But I've just had that pull, I'm sure those that watch remember I've talked about when I invested in the very first private space tourism company before Bigelow and SpaceX and Virgin Galactic. It was Space Island Group. And it was this at the time a younger gentleman, Gene Myers, and he was putting together this thing, and he was an engineer, and it was awesome. And I was gonna be the first entertainment director, zero gravity sports and whatnot, and it was gonna be cool. Where was all this going? Oh, damn it. See? Well, tonight's show is being retitled. It's not entitled, it's just titled. Digression by Doc Skinner. All right, John B Adventures, thank you very much for showing up. Lunar Sparkles, hey darling, thank you very much for showing up. And I know I'm scrolling through fast. Dark Hour Paranormal is here. Welcome, sir. Welcome. We're gonna have him back again tomorrow night as well, because he had some internet issues with the NSA, and they were like, no, you talk too smart, Mr. Dark Hour. So now he does. If you haven't heard Michael speak, you think you're at is it Caltech, or what's the one over in Boston? MIT. You would think you were in an MIT class. And I remember when we did the Stargates and Portals, he did his thing. I worked on it for 3 months because I was like, how am I going to sound anywhere close to watching this him? I don't like teleprompters, so I had my laptop offside of the camera. Behind the scenes secret. There you go. That one time. And I actually sounded like I knew what I was talking about. It was kind of cool. Jules, thank you so much for coming on board, dear. And I think Zach Diecast, welcome. Edward Sosa's here. Did I say that? Hello. And I think we're at the end of the list. Joel. All right, cool. Now we can get to our guest. That was a long roll call. All right, so let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, without any other further ado, one of my dearest friends, who how he says, he felt like we've known each other forever. Jim Goodall. Hold on, let me get the button so he can come up. There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. I'm a little goofy.
Oh, really? I hadn't noticed.
So
hey,
flow with it.
I got to say hello to someone, to the always beautiful Rachel Belt. She's really an incredible lady, and I think just warm thoughts about you every day. So just so you know, and I just finally got a word from the Navy. They're going to let me on an Ohio arsenal boat, a 560-foot doomsday machine, and everything else is good. I'm going to Hawaii in about 10 days for a couple weeks. And when I get back, I'm going to come up to Sholo.
Sweet.
Give you a visit. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a lot calmer up here. But you're always welcome here.
Yeah, I get the White Mountain Road report every time there's a crash, which is every day down here, a crash or an accident or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know him. Do you know Jared Murphy? He's into ancient civilizations, and he and I are going down on a pre-dig visit down to Peru. And thank you, Alien Bump. Doc was the first guy in this community that I ever talked to, because up until I met him in Phoenix in the spring of 19. I had a lot of information and had done a lot of things, but I was not part and parcel to anybody within the paranormal or spooky airplane or UFO community. And I feel so comfortable here. And it's like that, like Doc mentioned earlier. I don't know if you remember, but when I met him, I looked him right in the eye. I said, meeting is like I'm meeting an old friend for the first time. And I just, you're a good guy. I've always enjoyed coming up to the mountain and spending time with you, and had you down to the house here. It was last year with the Cousin Brothers. Boy, that was a crazy experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they came down again this August for 4 days.
Right.
So, and it was equally as insane. So
Jim, I just had a thought.
Yeah.
All right. So since we've met, I've had a lot of guests and, disclosure cons and whatnot. And I've gotten to know Christopher LaPrath, and I was hoping to have him on tonight too, but he wasn't able to make it.
He wants to interview me. He wanted to get with me at the last Disclosure Con, and we've tried to connect, and he never responds to my emails. So if you're listening tonight, Christopher,
I'll whisper. I'll put a little whisper in his ear for you.
Yeah, because he said, I find you very interesting.
Because here's my thought. Okay, I wouldn't say I'm. Well, I guess I could say I'm in 100% about whole reincarnation idea. But as I've been told over and over again, I'm an old soul. I've had many laps.
Me too.
I've had many laps around the block, right?
Yeah.
So who's to say my passion for planes as a child, up until the point I went to military school, I was like, I'm going to the movie business. I had this strong pull towards the Air Force, not only being an Air Force brat, but it's just like I was going to be an Air Force pilot like my dad. I was going to go to the Air Force Academy, the whole thing. And who's to say I wasn't somebody you worked with, that you got along with, and just, happened to pass, and then came into this bod, and we crossed paths at the Congress. Just a thought.
Yeah, I know I've been here before. I worked for 5 French-speaking companies. I don't speak a word of French, but I know I lived in France during the French Revolution. There was a movie a number of years ago. It was the brothers are there. Yeah,
the brothers are here. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, probably about 3 weeks from today. But When I get my schedule down firm, I'll let them know. And I have to work around their schedule too. When the hell was I going with that?
Well,
I lost track of where we're going.
Yeah, because
go
ahead.
No, I'm gonna be going to Hawaii for a couple of weeks, and when I get back, I want to come up and give you a visit. And I would love to be able to get with Christopher and just have a nice long chat, because he says he says I mean, he was really intrigued by me during Disclosure, and he really wanted to get together, but we never connected. And it's just he's an interesting guy, as are you. And I don't have very many friends. I know a lot of people, but I don't have very many friends. And I consider you a dear friend. Michael Schratt he's like my kid. I can't say enough good about him and for him.
You know what? Would he be accessible tonight?
I don't think so. He's going through a life-changing event this week.
And then we'll wrap it up for a private documentary or something. Yeah. I enjoy his company. There are some brilliant people you just can't be around. Like a lot of people say that about me. They're like, you're just too crazy. But he's able to explain things to where the normal person can get it. And his documentation and research is probably more thorough than anybody I've ever known or known of.
I mean, for 16 years, I was a historian for the United States Air Force, and I'm a writer. I got 29 books in print. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do for number 30, but it has to do with airplanes or submarines, one of the two. And I just, I've been partaking in some goodies, and I'm probably in the same state of mind you are right now, Doc.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being on my level.
Yeah. So, no, I really enjoy this group of people. And when it comes to Michael Schratt, I've known Michael for 25 years. I didn't meet him until about 10 years ago. And he got a contract job. He's a CAD guy, and not a CAD, but a computer-aided design guy. And he actually applied for a position here in Oro Valley, Arizona, just so he could call me up and say, "Hey, can I come over?" And I'm looking. I enjoy the guy. I really do. And we were on the air last night with Ron Mason, and talking about a lot of things. But it was, and then I had Jared Murphy here for 4 days, and all we did was tape. Because we're filling in some holes for a documentary that someone else is doing. It sort of cracks me up when I see my name.
Yeah.
I said, who the hell's the guy? There's someone stole my name.
Yeah.
I don't come on 1028 Productions or any of them for fame and fortune. I've had enough fortunes taken away from me by ex-wives, so I don't even worry about that part, because I've always been in a good mood. Almost nothing gets me down, and
that is true. That is true.
And as far as fame, I'm more infamous than I am famous.
Yes. Yeah.
But when we met in 2019 there in Phoenix, when you said you should go say hi to Richard Dolan, and I'd heard the name, but I wasn't sure who he was. And then I stuck my card in, hit a hole. His table was just jam packed, and I just sort of stuck my hand in with my card, put it on the table, and just kept walking away. And I hear Jim. Well, I don't know anybody there other than you. And I was waiting for Michael Schratt to come, and I knew George Knapp was going to be there, and I've known George for 40 some odd years. And he finally said, "Jim Goodall." I stopped, turned around, and it was Richard Dolan. He said, you went on the program. I said, yeah. Well, how come? I said, well, I didn't even know I was coming here till this morning. I came here to see Mushrat and George Knapp, and I just happened to be here. And that was actually my introduction into this community of crazies and people I really feel comfortable with them. I mean,
it was fate. I'm gonna call
it.
Oh,
I believe that. I'm a firm
fate.
believer in
The
that.
fact that we were in this huge convention center hall where they had all the vendors, and everybody was gone. Well, at least in my area, because I was kind of in a cubbyhole, but because they were all watching the Bob Lazar movie with Jeremy Corbell. It's in the next room.
Yeah.
And I was watching a friend's booth, and you came by, what's this about? And I'm like, well, it's my friend's booth. I don't watch it, but and then you introduced yourself, and when you said your name, it was like I knew the name, but I couldn't tell you where from. But it was a name that was important, and you made another comment, and that's when I said, sit down and tell me a story. And that was just the launch of our friendship. But I think it's because that's what flight buddies do when they come up to an old friend. They act like they don't know you, and then they'll make some smart ass remarks and shit, and then boom, good to see you, buddy. It had that kind of feel. And I'm not a pilot. I was never in the military, but it had that feel for me.
So what else is new and exciting?
It was announced. Brooks actually spilled the beans on Tuesday night show with Laura Eisenhower. He has his book series, the Birth book series, a trilogy. And it's also an audio book as well. And he has brought me on to work on this series, which we hope to do like Netflix or Amazon, something to that effect. So that's kind of a big project. Of course, Fly. I hope to get that back up and running. And then popping in here and there, maybe having more time now, I can work on better short docs to put out there instead of just live me babbling live, have like statistics and images like I like to do, but I never have the time to do it. So yeah, I'll probably, do things like that. Maybe with Third Phase UFO Report, I have some options. Yeah. I've been told that multiple times that I'm an old soul. Third Phase Moon's in the house. Terry Reesing. Oh my gosh, Terry Reesing. Thank you so much, darling. I do appreciate it.
How many cans of Dr. Pepper is that?
That is actually 48 cans plus so 60. That'd be 60 cans of Dr. Pepper right there.
Yeah, should get you wound up pretty tight, huh?
Yeah, they'll get me through the weekend. Yeah. So, people drink just as much in beer cans, on a weekend. So, it's my alcohol. It's my addiction. It's a bad thing. And I haven't been able to get a shrink, or not shrink, but a hypnotherapist to really get me under and make me look at this and go, not today. I want to get to that point and look at it and go, I'm going to try some papaya juice, but this stuff's bad. I'll have fruit juice in the fridge and I'll look at it and I'll stand there and I'll stare at it and I'll visualize, is this going to be good? I have these conversations to an open fridge. And I'll be like, I'll reach for it, and then I'll go up to the top shelf and I'll grab a DP. It is the worst addiction I have. It really is. So, yeah, there you go, world. You're learning all my little intimate secrets.
Well, yeah.
All right. If you guys have a question for Jim, put at Doc or at Jim, and then your question in the chat room, and I will click on it, and we'll go from there.
I have a potential opportunity sometime next year, and we're maybe a bit longer than that. I got a friend of over 40 years who is just a few positions below Sir Richard Branson at Virgin Galactic.
Sweet.
And I may end up doing their book to describe the organization and everything else, because the number 3 guy has all my books. And he suggested to Sir Richard Branson that when the time comes, they redo it, they come to me. But what I'm going to ask for, and of course I'll probably burn my bridge by saying what I'm saying, is in lieu of a lot of money, I'll take a little money and a ride to space.
No shit, right?
Yeah,
that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, and I'm working on a deal to go to Antarctica, not this year, which starts in December. That's the summer down there, but I want to go down there for 2 weeks and cover the resupply of
the planes
the South Pole. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I want to go to the South Pole. I've been to the North Pole. We flew over it 3 or 4 times, and I've been there as far as you can get there. I was up at Point Barrow when I was in the Air Force. It's a godforsaken place, and it's just I'm having a great time. But I haven't been, because of gas prices and the unknowns of what if you're going to run out of gas somewhere, and I will never get an electric car. Because gee, how many electric cars were in Florida when trying to get out?
Have you seen the the Tesla stations? It's like a gas station parking lot.
Yeah,
it's underwater, and it's like, challenge accepted.
That's just shocking. What can I say? Yeah.
Oh, you are a master of words, Mr. Goodall.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Or something.
It's shocking. That was no pun intended.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to going to Hawaii. I lived there for 4 years when I was the curator at the Pacific Aviation Museum, and I want to see. And I've lost a lot of friends out there. It's called old age.
I've heard of this.
Yes, I'm a victim of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but what thing I've accomplished in the last year, and it really surprised me, is I lost 50 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I got bored with eating. Lockdowns didn't help either, but I just got bored with it. But I feel great. Health-wise, other than old and creaky, and knees are shot, my ears are shot, my eyes, my sense of smell has always been great. And sometimes, I was doing something underneath my computer desk, and I couldn't see. I had to get my high intensity LED light to light up the place. And I used to be able to read a phone book in the dark.
Yeah. Same for me until about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I had great night vision.
Yeah.
Now I have like night blindness.
Yeah. I've been there, done that too. But I'm still having a fun time with my plastic car, and I haven't gone very fast in it lately. So
you don't need to.
But what I hoped it's probably gonna have to wait till spring, only because I don't know what's going to happen to the world in general.
Right?
Yeah, it may not be here next year. So
that's why I'm saying this whole week is just going to be like laid back, chill. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
And just wherever it goes, it goes. Oh, real quick, we got a question. And let's see. Question for Jim. Great to see you here again, Jim. Hey, just want to know if you get to do much recreational flying in these days.
No, I don't. I'm not a pilot. I wish I was. When I had the money, I didn't have the time. When I had the time, I didn't have the money. And Dave, and thank you. If you want to offer, to come and pick me up, or I'll come and track you down. We'll go for flying. That would be a kick in the ass. I live in Arizona, so if you're in Southern California, Arizona, Nevada, or New Mexico, I'll be there the same day. But my passions are the thing behind me. That was my baby, 15 years, and it was built with slide rule. And I had, I think since the last time I saw you, maybe not. I was going to say if I had my 75 years of the Lockheed Skunk Works. Hey, gorgeous, how's it going? One of the most delightful ladies I've ever met.
Oh,
she's
beautiful.
she's a sweetheart. Yeah.
Yeah.
And next, when I come through Dallas this spring, when I'm on my road trip, I'm going to come by and say hi.
Nice.
So you have she's a very brave lady, and I know her pain. And from a mother, I'll stop at that. But I think about you, and I think positive thoughts about you every day. Because I know the trip you've been, or the road and down, and it's been not a fun ride, that's for sure. But
wow,
sounds great.
Well,
sounds great.
Yeah, I will be intrigued to see where we are in a year.
Yeah, if we're here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's that little splash of testosterone I've left in my age that just makes me want to go, Wolverine. You guys, I'll do mission control back here. Because I know if I had to run, oh my God, 50 yards, I'd be on the ground. Just 50. That's it. I'm a sprinter.
I got bad knees. I'm an old fart, but I'm a good shot.
Right. Why do you think us old farts are good at building bunkers? Because we just drop down the hole, cover the latch. Don't have to run.
I just can't believe the evil in the world, but that's where we call home, I guess.
Yeah.
There's been some rumblings that there's a possibility that the Navy. I got a real big theory on Flight 370, Donna, and but I'll get there just about 1 second. But there's some reports that the Navy, the Navy's going to declassify a lot of really, really good imagery of things that go bump in the night.
In the water, though?
Pardon?
And you mean in the water in the night?
No, both, UFOs, both in the air and in the water. But it sounds, some of the stuff I've read and people have sent me said there's some talk within the Department of Defense. They're going to loosen up on some stuff. So a lot of stuff is being declassified. I mean, just blanket declassification, and I'm looking forward to it.
Speaking of declassified, hold on 1 second. I have to do something. Jeff Cessna. Yes, I know who you are. You were like one of my first friends on the mountain. I know exactly who you are. Keep in touch. Jeff owned it was a military surplus store. It was like the only one in town. So that was my barber shop. I'd go there, and he knows all the ex-pilots. Like he said earlier, I don't know, was it B-52 or B-1 bomber pilots? Shoot, it's way up here there's a lot of chat. But when you get up here, maybe we'll have to meet with Jeff and swap some stories. But yeah, I just want to point that out because he's in there. Oh, he's so fucking Doc's working with Third Phase Moon. Probably doesn't remember who I am. Dude, I know. I remember who you are. So I always remember, people that were there along the way. So, all right. I'm sorry, Jim.
That's all right. No, that's all right.
Yeah, but what we're talking about, your plane, and
we're talking about Malaysia Flight 370.
We were going to go into that. We were talking about the Navy was going to release some stuff, and then you were going into Flight 370. Let me go up and pull that question up. Here you go.
And I had one almost from day one. The airplane, it's been reported, whether you can't know if it's true or not, that they actually totally filled the fuel tanks with fuel versus having enough for reserve just to get to where they're going, and plus reserve. It was a night flight. There was a number of Iranian students got on very late. There was, I think what happened, the pilot was probably in it. They probably got rid of the first officer. And this is a 777 that can fly 5,000 miles, 6,000 miles with a full tank of gas, and all the body's been thrown out. I think what they did, this is going to be a weapon, and it's going to be a nasty one, and it's going to turn the lights out. What my speculation is the Iranians entered the cockpit by the pilot opening the door. They rendered the first officer unresponsive. They put on oxygen. They went up to 43,000 feet, which they did. It was on, that's what the transponder said. And they turned the oxygen off and depressurized the airplane, gravity. And it's a red eye flight. So it's the middle of the night. Everybody was asleep anyway. And then the airplane came way down to about 5,000 feet. And I think what probably happened is everybody that behind the cockpit door that wasn't on oxygen, which was everybody, you can open the door of an aircraft
they won't suck out.
No, I mean you're 5,000 feet. You could I think they were even lower, and it's shark infested waters. You just start tossing the bodies out. Okay, now they have an empty intercontinental.
That's full.
Right, that's full of fuel, but empty of passengers.
So it can go further.
They turned the transponder off. Air traffic control radar, as they call it, it's not really a radar. It identifies the transponder in the airplane. It identifies as say United Flight, 291
tracking beacon.
Yeah. So they turn that off. They head over to one of the stands, Uzbekistan, Turkestan, whatever, from the breakaway republics from the former Soviet Union. Put it into a hangar. They repaint it in, say, British Airways or Emirates or Air France or someone. They put an EMP bomb in it. They're taking their time. There's no big rush to destroy the world.
Yeah, they just target
and
they want to fly over.
They fill it. They have what they know or believe is an operational electromagnetic pulse weapon. They fit it inside the triple stand, the Boeing 777. I think it was the 300 also, which is your stretch and which is your longer range one. Mm-hmm. They have the transponder turned off. They know when a flight's leaving Frankfurt or Paris or London, and they get behind them and above them.
And they ghost them, yeah.
They ghost them. And then when they get over, say, New York City, they climb to as high as they can, which is probably about 45,000 feet. And when they're directly over Wall Street, they set off an electromagnetic pulse weapon. And it renders every computer for about 500 miles from the center. So you have the entire eastern seaboard going probably from Pensacola up through Kansas City to Chicago and looping around. It's going to affect that. Everything that runs on ones and zeros, which is the entire world, and half of the United States will come to a halt. Uh-huh. And within 30 days, you'll have mass rioting and total anarchy. The only people that won't know it are the Amish, the Quakers, and the Mennonites.
Yeah, it'll just be another Tuesday.
Yeah, and that is what my theory is on Malaysia Flight 370, because there's enough stuff in a Boeing 777 that will float and will float forever. The foam, the foam insulation they use, there would
have been wreckage.
There would have been something somewhere.
We wouldn't all sunk right away.
No, I mean, the stuff will float forever. I mean, they say some stuff washed up on the shore in Madagascar, which off of 777. unless they found the part number in there and they could trace to that particular airframe, which they never did, it's just junk that's been floating around in the Indian Ocean. And where they said if it did crash, where they think it would be is one of the most desolate parts of the Indian Ocean, which is one of the most desolate parts of the world. But I think it's intact. I think it's been painted. It's probably been prepped for a special day. It could be. I always get really uneasy on September 11th.
Yeah.
The other one is April 19th. That was Ruby Ridge and Oklahoma City bombing. And a lot of your terrorist types like to celebrate disasters by having another one on the same date.
Making it like an annual thing.
Yeah. So that's what I think it is. Am I wrong? Oh, I sure in the hell hope so.
Right.
But I've been doing this for a long time. I've been pretty good at reading between the lines. I have friends in interesting places. I do have someone at the NSA that wants to meet with me someday and just chat. He said, whatever I tell you is not classified. It's just that absolutely almost no one on the planet knows it.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, I won't give you anything that's classified, but I'll give you some that's been so deep that only the Incas were still alive when they first buried it. And I hope that happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I got another question for you, Jim. What's your theory on the Eldridge? USS Eldridge, Philadelphia experiment?
Oh, yeah.
Which was originally designed, it was supposed to be to, cloak the ship from radar.
Well, I mean,
it went a little overboard.
Well, let's put it this way. I had a wonderful 25-year friendship with Ben R. Rich, who was Kelly Johnson from the Skunk Works right-hand man. And the only person that could truly fill Kelly Johnson's shoes was Ben Rich. Mm-hmm. And we talked once a quarter for 25 years. And I've told you this one before, but maybe some of your listeners hadn't heard it. And just before he died, this is about 10 days before he passed away, I come up. He was at USC Medical Center. He was dying of esophageal cancer that was brought on by breathing in the solvents used in low absorbable coatings, like when they made the F-117 and stuff. And we were talking about it, a number of friends. And finally, near the end, he said, Jim, we have things out in the desert that's 50 years beyond what you can comprehend. Now think about that comment. And this is from the man who knows all the secrets.
Right.
And he's the one who's created most of the secrets. And he said, and it's not at the place you think it is, which is Area 51. And for some reason, the guys who work in the spooky community almost can't say Area 51. It doesn't want to come out.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if they have a gag reflex and they were given a shot or something. But it's he said, if you've seen movies like Star Trek or Star Wars, we've been there, done that, or decided it wasn't worth the effort. And that's a hell of a statement. I said, Ben, you want to expand upon that? And he said, no. And then the bastard had the nerve to die on me 10 days later. And I really missed the man. He's the reason that airplane behind me, I was able to scrounge it.
Yeah, for the museums.
Yeah, he called me up in August of '89. He said, Jim, I got it from the horse's mouth or the horse's ass, one of the two, that the Blackbirds aren't going to make it through Congress. And if anybody could scrounge one, it's you. And I said, okay, I'll start. And I contacted the Adjutant General of the state of New York. Now, mind you, at the time, I was an E6. I was a tech sergeant in the Minnesota Air Guard. I had active duty time also. But I called the Adjutant General of the state of New York. I said, General Weaver, I got a secretary first, and she put me right through. And he said, Sarge, how can I help you? I said, General Weaver is, Sergeant Goodall with the 133rd. How would the New York Air Guard like to move the world's fastest airplane in a couple of your C-5s? And he was quiet for a second. He said, you mean the Black Brute? I said, yes, sir. He said, when you're ready, you call, we'll haul. And
That's awesome.
And the rest is history. And that is a prime example of, I'm better than Sergeant Bilko. I scrounged a C-5 and a Black Brute, actually 2 C-5s. So I've had a wonderful time on this trip around the sun, and I think I enjoy it more every year because I don't give a shit as much. The only people that are important to me are people I care about. I'm not gonna disrespect somebody or badmouth them. I'll just ignore the bastards.
Yeah, just silence. That's
yeah. So,
hey, you want to do some fun stuff?
Sure.
All right. So, Donna has this question, and actually, I'm gonna play the video that got banned that I put together, and we're gonna do it tonight. Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I know I'll still be on Rumble in the morning, so I'm not worried.
Yeah.
And it is just my theory, as with you're gonna hear Jim's theory. Okay. I just thought of this and was like, oh my God, I got a video on standby. This is great. I won't be able to play it all. But yeah.
All right, so you're gonna give your theory for. Okay, I'll give my theory first.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's my belief that John F. Kennedy Jr. knew that Hillary or the Hillary cabal was going to try to take him out, so she could be shoo in to become the next junior senator from the state of New York. I think they got wind of it, and what they did is the black ops people working for the White Hats, they flew the airplane. When they went out to the airport, Kennedy and his wife and his two friends were not the people who got in the airplane. They were special ops people, and they bailed out of the airplane because they knew it had an altimeter bomb, correct? And that JFK has been rumored, and again, it's Abraham Lincoln said you can't believe anything you read on the internet. So I hope it's true. I hope he's alive. There's all sorts of speculation. But,
well, can I fuel that speculation?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, folks, this is for fun, educational, and entertainment purposes only. This is a theory. There's no way this could be real. Okay? No way. Absolutely. So we're doing this for fun. Got it? All right. So I'm going to screen share this, and I'm going to turn on my speaker so you guys can hear it with the microphone because the setup doesn't work right. So boom, 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 boom. There we go. I'm really nervous about this because I was going to save this for tomorrow. I was going to end my final with this, but I'm not going to play the whole video because it has the 17th letter video with the narrator, and so I can't play it all. But you'll get enough. Yeah. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I put this together. I edited it, and I don't say anything. All you see is quotes that I put up here. So I didn't want anybody to know it was for me. I was trying to be all.
You mean I have to know how to read? Well, that's a bunch of crap.
Well, I'll read it to you if you want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Once upon a time, this little piggy. Yeah.
So let's see this go. It's not on the right screen. Let me move over there to the right screen here. And no, gosh darn it, go over. Oh, always when you want to show something. There we go. Move that over here. There we go. Okay, so read along, folks. And Donna, your question led to this. Just so you know, it's all your fault. All right. So yeah, I put this together in a couple days, did a little research. It was on this anniversary, and something I tend to have an ear, and I can notice stuff with my ears, you know, really well, being in the music industry and film industry and all that, special effects. And so something was amiss. So I put this together, and the video was not up for more than an hour, and it was taken down and deleted. They said it went against all copyright guidelines, all this, whatever guide, all their guidelines, you know, community guidelines. That's what I was looking for. So I'm going to play it. If anything happens, then you know. But that's why you should go over Rumble, because, you know, Dan Bongino and all those guys, don't let me play what I want there. All right, so here we go. I don't know. Have you seen this, Jim? Have I showed you this video?
No.
All right, here we go.
I have virgin eyes.
Whoops, wrong button. I want to click on the play button over here. Here we go. In a world. This is just a theory, folks.
You know, this is extraordinary on so many levels. The Deech memo, and this memo, all of the documents are not in the public domain, and the Deech memo.
Okay, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to read it for people. When JFK Jr.'s brother subtly responded with a signal of touching his nose after being asked to do so by someone in the chat room, quote, if his brother JFK Jr. was still alive, please touch your nose. And he did. I got to work researching on this staged crash event. Once again, 20 years later, check out this quick clip, then watch and listen to the audio of all three voices. Remembering one is on a phone, so you have to give that phone sound into account. So now, you know, you'll see Junior's brother, you know, do his nose after he's been messaged. Here at the very bottom, it says at the bottom, it says, touch your nose, Junior, or if JFK Jr. is alive. So play.
One of those documents. It was a
and watch what happens.
Document that was given
Bam!
by Mike Hugo, one of the original lawyers.
And then he gets a thank you.
Who could not.
All right, now this is where you have to listen. I'll turn it up.
Got to a jury, and they had to do that because they could not have memos like the Deech memo being paraded in a court of law.
Martha's Vineyard Airport Petty Officer Todd Burgun joins us from the Coast Guard base in Boston. He is the Petty Officer and a Public Information Officer. Thank you.
Todd Burgun is not a real person. He's a character, some say, played by JFK Jr. himself to try to locate. If you try to locate him online, you will only see pics of JFK Jr.
Thank you for being with us, sir. What can you tell us about this last communication with JFK Jr.'s plane?
All I really know at this time is that it was at 9:39 p.m. and it was with the FAA, and it was on its final approach to Martha's Vineyard. All that really helps us do as far as the search is it might give us a location.
Anybody want to look at that gentleman in a suit on board the U.S. Coast Guard ship?
To search, and because if it was that close to Martha's Vineyard,
with all the officers that were there to retrieve the bodies?
The last contact, and chances are maybe in that area, if in fact it did go down.
So listen to that voice. Now listen to this.
Well, we decided, actually taking a cue from folks like yourself and you around the 1992 election, that there was an opportunity here to change the definition of a political magazine.
All I really know at this time is that it was at 9:39 p.m. and it was with the FAA, and it was on its final approach to Martha's Vineyard.
When I heard
that one there blew me away.
When I heard this phone interview 20 years later on July 17th, 2020, something was different about it. Something I think no one has mentioned. These are the supposed JFK Jr. and his wife at Trump rallies, Carolyn Bessette and JFK Jr. Okay, here we go. Now you've heard those two voices almost identical. Here we go.
Have you ever wondered why we go to war? Or why you never seem to be able to get out of debt? Why there is poverty, division, and crime? What if I told you there was a reason for it all? What if I told you it was done on purpose? What if I told you that those who were corrupting the world, poisoning our food, and igniting conflict were themselves about to be permanently eradicated from the earth?
I believe that JFK Jr. might be alive, and he was a petty officer, Todd Bergen, and also the voice of Q, the Great Awakening videos.
Well,
check this out.
we
Now,
decided.
And I agree with you 100%.
now check this out. Look at the horse. This is the unmanned soldier where they have like the boot in the stirrup and whatnot. Okay, which they did for Kennedy, right? During his funeral. Is that correct? They did the soldier with just the boots when they were marching. Anyway, then if you watch this image, okay. Oh wait, wrong play. Where's the button?
I mean,
Check this out.
Taking a cue from folks like yourself and you around the 1992.
See anything different in there, Jim? Other than they form a queue?
I saw the queue.
Where's Waldo? Right behind the generals and leaders, the commanders.
The guy with the black tie and no U.S. Army on him, or Army.
The only one, and he is in the queue.
Election that there was an opportunity here to.
And he loved doing makeup.
Political magazine.
All I really know at this time is that it was at 9:39 p.m. and it was with the FAA, and it was on its final approach to Martha's Vineyard.
So this is a theory, folks. I'm not saying it's real, but
I think it's a damn good one.
It's just a theory, and that's all I'm saying. It could be completely wrong, could be so coincidental.
So if Sholo gets nuked tonight, we know why.
Oh, my fault. I wanted to go out with a bang, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Boy, there's a bunch in here. Remember, put at doc, so I know you. It's a question you want me to read. And even Jeff's like, okay, that's crazy. I know, it's crazy. Just wheels spinning, ideas of thinking. You know,
it makes as much sense as any of the shit's happened in the last couple of years or decades.
Well, I mean, all the clues that he left, like the Beatles did in their music and lyrics and photo albums and whatnot. He left all these clues that it was coming. He knew they were going to come for him. So he prepared. And then when, his security force always would check the plane before he would go up, and he always would go with a flight instructor. And whenever they never left without their dogs. This is the one time they left without their dog. He was in a leg cast, so he couldn't technically fly very well. So they were going to get him a person to fly with him, and he said no. It just, knowing what we know now over the years, it's just like, yep, this was worked out. So, and I hope so. I bet I was really hoping, like so many, he was going to pop out. What was it, Miami or Houston? Santa Claus, and it was going to be the big day, and they're going to announce, here's my running mate for the next election. And I was mad because my folks were at that rally, and I was like, do you know who you were in the room with?
And his running mate was Princess Diana.
Here's the crazy thing. What the hell is he got the other name, the one that goes to all the rallies. I just went blank on his name. Anyway, he came. I didn't get to see him. I was told by others that he was at my first Disclosure Con because he was going through Arizona, and he heard about Disclosure Con. He came up and talked to a couple people I knew, and they never thought anything of it till like a year or two later when he was really blowing up. He and his wife, saying that they were, Junior and his wife, and they were like, dude, yeah, I saw that guy Disclosure. Goes, no way. But yeah. And then the guy with the horns that from January 6th and the flag and all that, on the Simpsons and whatnot, he was at Disclosure.
I got a picture of him.
Yep. It was the second year of Disclosure Con, and I thought he was there for the costume contest. To be honest, I had no idea who he was. I didn't know what his agenda was, but he was wearing the exact same outfit and makeup. So when he came up and said, "Hey, you're Doc Skinner," like, yeah, he was like, "Hey man, I really like this event. It's awesome." I was like, "Hey, cool. You're probably gonna win. I bet. I'm gonna put money on it." And I walked away, thinking he was just there for the costume contest. Little did I know. So yeah, I always try to put up like a table and some chairs for the NSA and the CIA. So they have a seat. You don't want them to think they're completely unwelcome. They're people too. Like your NSA friend, I'm waiting for the team that has been assigned to me most of my life to say, "Hey, you want to have coffee? Let's chat." I would be sitting down because I'd be like, "Hey, if you want, ask me a whole bunch of questions. I'll answer them. You tell your boss you got these answers over a period of 2-3 weeks. You guys take it easy. You've worked hard following and stalking me. Take some time out. Open up the van door, breathe in some, roses from the park outside your van, and just see what's up. I'm just a normal human being, but I guess they just don't like me. So I have to admire their stalking from afar. Sorry. Did I tell you, Mom? I had surgery today and I want some stuff. Whoo, yes, sir. So that's the only good thing about surgery in my book is you get some rest, like good, solid rest. Like you are in coma rest, at least for the surgery period of time. But God, everything else, I'm like, don't cut me. I don't want any more stitches. I don't want this. I don't want that. But you're knocking me out. Fucking with what time? 6? Yeah, I'll be there. At least I know I'm gonna fall asleep and be solid. I did mention that tonight's show was going to be, Tangents and Divergence by Doc. Wasn't that it? Divergences? Or
Something like that.
Something like that. And it sounded like MIT smart, I'm sure, because they were somewhat big words. Here's an @Doc symbol, which means this is a question, Doc. So they took it down. Shocking. Yeah, I know. It's probably because of I don't know, a whole bunch of reasons. I know the Q video, haven't been hit in there, probably didn't help either, but you would think they would be cool because they were letting everybody share the video. Why is it that my video, which didn't just share the Q video like everybody did, and it was okay, but I compare the audio of that to those two other voices, and I mean,
you're supposed to do as you're told. I know, I forget it too. I don't have that gene or whatever it is in your brain that gives you.
I will blame that. That's a genetic deformity of mine. Mine's automatically turned off. I've never been able to get it back on. THX 1138, Avergence and all those. Yeah. It's like once you can't look back, so.
That part of your brain that allows you to say, I shouldn't do that, does not exist in my head. I think when I had brain surgery, actually it was that way before that.
Yeah.
They took that part out. Yeah.
All I can say is, Wolverines, kiddos, go yonder. Go. I'll wait here. Let's see. More. There's another question. Here's one from Dave Dennis from Australia. Doc, I was just on Zoom with Scott McKay, Patriot Street Fighter. He reckons the future U.S. government will be spread throughout the states with the new White House in your home state of Texas. The White House in Austin? Maybe 10 years ago, that would have been cool. 15 years ago. But South by Southwest messed up that town. It's still a great town. Don't get me wrong. But every year, it's just like, Jesus. I don't even want to go near when that happens. It's gotten a little overly liberally for me. But really? They want to I thought they were going to move it to Denver. I thought the Denver International Airport was going to be like the new White House headquarters, Pentagon, all that stuff. I don't know.
Do you know what occupies the land that Denver International Airport resides on?
Yeah, we were talking about last night. Wasn't it tribal land, and they kind of just said, "Nah, it's ours."
No, it was. It may have been at one time, but it was Rocky Flats chemical weapon storage facility. They had VX and every nasty one. When I was at Lowry, this is 1962. When I was at Lowry, we had to go up there and work on some of the communications equipment up there for alarms and whatever. And I was in the control area for security. No one's want to take that stuff. I mean, if they go in there and even a drop had leaked, they're dead as soon as they walk in the door. But they said if a teaspoon of VX nerve gas were to be dropped on the floor or on the ground, not outside the bunker, it would probably kill every living organism in a teardrop shape area for about 1,400 miles, and at the widest point, primarily over the Great Lakes area, about 500 miles wide or 400 miles wide. Every living thing. And they had 55-gallon drums of it. Now they moved it all clandestinely to Johnson Island, where they had some high temperature incinerators. And if you burn it at about 1,500 degrees, 15 or 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe it breaks down the hydrocarbons into hydrogen and carbon, and it destroys what makes them nasty.
Yeah, it gets bad. Hey, do you want to take a quick break?
I need to get some more water. Yeah.
Yeah, are you good? Yeah, because I need to get some water and take a leak real quick, so I can go on. And I want Jeff, you're still watching. I want you to see this because you probably haven't seen this on here. I'm going to play the trailer for Who Saw the Men in Black that was done by the Cousins brothers in 1021. Is it 1021 pictures? See, it's 1091. Sorry, 1091 pictures. So I'm going to play that and go grab a quick drink. And where to go? Where to go? I know it's here. I had all these new videos tonight, so let me grab this. Seriously? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. All right. So I'll be right back. Jeff Cessna, this one's for you.
Well, Men in Black is a concept that's been in the UFO field since really the beginning of the UFO field, essentially.
What is the true mission of the Men in Black? Is it the suppression of information regarding UFOs and extraterrestrials?
Albert K. Bender founded the International Flying Saucer Bureau in 1952 during the big UFO flap. Now, these figures were very dark in nature. They were wearing hats, almost like a fedora style, and they had glowing eyes.
Yeah, it all seems pretty horrible, especially if they threaten you or threaten your family, and you're not sure if they're from another planet or not.
What Jacobs said in the aftermath of that was that he was subject to a range of harassment type of activities. Some of these things would include threatening phone calls at all times of the day, and even to vandalism against his property damage.
There is no more exciting story that I could write or Aviation Week could publish than to say, at last, we've come across one UFO report that cannot be explained in prosaic terms. Maybe this is an alien spaceship. Biggest story of all time.
Of these objects, and that's why the response could be as fast as it was to Westall. That's why the military could get there as quickly as they did that day, because there was some, if you like, forewarning in a suburb of Baldwin, about 20 kilometres from Westall, just 4 days before the Westall incident.
Take Richard Doty, former special agent of the Air Force who was tasked with infiltrating the UFO community to instill doubt and misinformation of UFO encounters.
Men in Black have always been present in the UFO community since back in the 50s and 60s.
This story follows an age-old pattern of a prominent Men in Black cover-up. A UFO incident occurs. Experiencers witness something that shouldn't exist in our conventionally understood reality.
Bam.
That's your house at the end.
Yeah. That's me and myself, my multiple personality.
Yeah.
And we actually shave for that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back.
Oh, I thought you had already done that. My bad. All right, well, cool. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so the guys were like, hey, would you mind like just shooting a quick video clip of just you as a Men in Black, you have to shave and everything? I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do that. And I'm shooting all these shots. I just was like one shot after another. And I was like, here's a cornucopia of flavor. Pick one. There you go. And they ended up using a lot of it all the way through the whole film. So that's why I promoted it, because I'm in there. It's fun. I get to be a Man in Black ×2. So that was cool. Thanks to Third Face. And then let's see. Also, Jeff, because I haven't spoken in a while, we also, if you haven't seen Countdown to Disclosure, it's on Amazon. It's really good. It's really, really, really good. And let's see, Jim and I were involved in that project. And that's got a great story that got us into getting Bob Lazar's statements in the film. And then it led to Above Top Secret, where Jim has a decent... Huh?
Did you miss me when I was gone?
Yeah, I was talking about you.
I wonder where my ear was burning. Yeah.
I was talking about how I was moving out of this little tiny place into a bigger place, and Jim drove up in his Corvette all the way up the mountain, 4 hours to help me move. And we were sitting at the kitchen table, and the Cousins brothers called and said, hey man, do you know anyone that might be able to get us an interview with Bob Lazar? And first off, I was sitting there going, wow, that's pretty cool. They're asking me, you know? And then I was like, can you hold on for a second? I kind of put my phone in my chest, and Jim is sitting across from my kitchen table. I was like, hey, do you remember what I said? I was like, hey, do you think maybe you could call Bob and see if he'll like let us put it on video, a phone call with you? He was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, can you give us a few minutes? Or something to that effect. And I got the camera out, and you called Bob, and that's all in the movie.
Yeah.
Countdown to
But I mean, I'm right now, my memory's not very good, but
did I miss something? I might have missed something.
Yeah,
my memory's not good either.
Yeah. You were speaking on speakerphone, and I think, and now Cousin Brothers will probably correct me, because we were the altitude made us a little bit silly. So they said, there's a guy named, I think his named Jim Goodall, who lives he lives in Arizona, lives in the West Coast somewhere. Do you know how to get hold of him? And he says, and you said, yes. He's about 3 feet from me. And then I heard him say, hey, you think he'll call Lazar and ask him what his response was to Tucker Carlson and
the New York Times post and all that?
Yeah, that their craft not of this earth overflying at some of our military installations. So I got right on the horn. I called his wife. I both his number and his wife's number. And Joyce said, oh, you said you kind of come up to give us a visit. And I said, well, not yet, but I will. And he said, is Bob around? He says, yeah, he's in the lab. Let me go get him. And so I did. And he came on board, and He has a very distinctive voice, so it wasn't a ruse. And he said when he first heard it, he was really excited about it. And he said, "Wow, I mean, I'm finally validated." And then he said, "Wait a second. I think they're pulling a fast one on us. I don't think I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop before I make a comment." That was basically it. But he was, and then I got a written okay from him that we could use the clip in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Someone has asked, Edward Sosa has asked a good question. And I'm debating on whether or not I run off camera to go grab one of your books or all of them real quick.
Okay.
So hold on, let me do that real quick.
All right. Yeah. No, Doc is one of the good guys. I mean, he's a medical disaster. How many people fall out of a 4-story building and walk away to tell about it, live long enough to tell about it? So there he is.
All right. All right. So the question Edward Sosa had, and I'll post it here because you'll be surprised, Edward. Edward says, "Ask Jim, how did he get a picture of that SR-71 aircraft?" Well, let me just give you a little teaser. Jim does these photo album books, and they are loaded with images, the details of all these different aircrafts, the cockpits. I mean, the B1, I'm sorry.
That's a B2.
Sorry, B2.
Yeah.
And he works with these crafts. He's a museum. What's the word?
I was a curator. I retired as a curator. But I was also 18 years old, which is a long, long time ago, when I saw my first Blackbird. I have a 3-volume set on submarines. That is what happened.
Oh, hold on. I got to lock the camera. It's AI. There we go. Tap lock. So here's the SR-71 Blackbird book. And this thick, and it's beautiful. And these books are on the desks of Elon Musk, the gentleman running the show now over at Skunkworks, which, by the way, one of his most recent 75 years of Skunkworks. Every freaking image you could ever think was possible and didn't know about, Jim's got it all in these books. And he's up to 29. This the 29th book, right?
29 books. Yeah.
So I think if you do space with like Virgin, that'd be a nice little. Just my opinion.
Well, when Elon Musk's little boy was born, now he has a whole bunch of kids, different women, but I think it was his pride and joy. He wanted to name him A-12 because 12 Blackbirds is his most favorite airplane in the whole wide world. So I called a buddy of mine at Aviation Week, and I said, "Hey, do you know how I can get a package to Elon Musk? I know I can just send it to SpaceX, but I want it to go to his personal assistant." And my buddy said, "Here's the address and the mail stop." So I went in there, I autographed it, and congratulations for being having another son. What a wonderful thing for a dad. And I said, "Do you love the A-12?" "I do." And I just I wrote an awful lot of stuff in there, and I put it in priority mail and mailed it off. And I'm tracking it, and I know it got to SpaceX on a Friday. This is in Hawthorne, California, and so I figure I wouldn't hear about it until maybe next week, if I hear about it at all. Saturday morning at 6 a.m., my phone rings. I'm not going to answer the phone at 6 a.m. for anybody. And I didn't recognize the area code. I knew it was Edwards Air Force Base or Palmdale or something like that. So I'll listen to the message. So a couple hours later, when I finally drug my butt out of bed, I listened to the voicemail, and it's Elon Musk's private secretary. He said she was opening the package as he was coming to office, and he had said, "I just pulled it out." of the package, and he looked at it and he says, "Oh, is that for me?" And she said, "Well, it's autographed to you." So yeah. And he said, she said he has it on his desk, not on a back table somewhere. He has it on his desk at there in California. And it just tickled the hell out of him. So she called me to invite me and 3 other people to go on a personal tour of SpaceX in Hawthorne. And then shortly thereafter, we had the COVID. Yeah. Yeah, the scamdemic. And now gas is going to be $7 or $8 a gallon in California. And I have a 430 horsepower car that gets good gas mileage, but it pains me to pay that money, especially if it's going to Gavin numbnuts. So
yeah.
And Jeff Babion, who was the recently retired vice president and general manager of the Skunk Works, he said in his man cave, his 2 favorite books in the entire world are my Blackbird book and my 75 Years of the Lockheed Skunk Works. And Sherm Mullen, who was one of the former presidents of Skunk Works, said the same thing. And so did Jack Gordon, another one of the presidents. So I've been blessed. Out of the 11 presidents and or vice president general managers of the Lockheed Skunk Works, I have met of the 11, I've met 5 of them, and that includes Kelly Johnson.
Wow.
And
wow.
And I'm at the Skunk Works last June, and I get a tour of the Skunk Works areas where he can show me.
This is awesome.
Yeah. And then so we're gonna go over Site 2. We're at Air Force Plant 42 at Palmdale. We're in the I guess the west side, and we're gonna go in the east side, and that's where the U2 operation is at Site 2. So we jump in the limousine. I've been ridden in limousines since a wild day in Minnesota here a couple of decades ago. But so we're heading over to the other side, and I look Jeff right in the eye, and I say, "Hey, Jeff, I got a question." He said, "What's that?" He says, "How much alien technology, UFO technology, is being utilized in Skunk Works products?" I mean, he didn't bat an eye, he didn't gasp, and he said, "I said I have absolutely no knowledge of any." Alien technology being utilized in any Skunk Works products. It said it doesn't mean that something was developed when operational before I got here, and I'm not clear to see it. And that's not the case. Lockheed's official policy is they do not comment, period, on things that go bump in the night or UFOs. He said, personally, it's a big universe, and more or less like what Jodie Foster's character in Contact said, if we're the only ones, what a waste of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have another one of Ben Rich's comments, and I love my friendship with Ben Rich. When he was at UCLA, it was graduate aeronautical school, graduate students were having a big thing, and he was the keynote speaker. And this is on his printed text. This wasn't an off the cuff comment, which he's really good at. And he said, and you have to think about the impact of the statement. This is a man who knows it all when it comes to spooky things that go bump in the night and that fly around, fly from here to who knows where. He said, Jim, no, he's not. He said to the engineers, we have the ability to take ET home. Now think about that statement for a minute. This is 1990. I think it was 1993. He retired in 91, right after Desert Storm. He wanted to make sure his F-117s worked, and they did. But he said that in 1993. That's 30 years ago, pretty much. 30 years, yeah, ago. That we had the ability to take ET home. That means we could get in a craft and go to the next galaxy, go to the other side of the Universe. Bob Lazar told me that if you want to go from one end to this, I can't give a good demonstration on this.
The folding of the paper and
right. Yeah. You're here. You want to go here. You bring that piece over, and as soon as you let the field, really collapse the field, you're there. There's no time lapse involved. If you left it at 12:01 in 2 seconds, you'll probably get there when it says 12:01 in 3 seconds. Now, I don't know what the ramifications are coming back. There's been some speculation that life moves on for decades or years on the way back, but that I don't know. And he said one of the technologies that was utilized in Deep Horizon, where they were going very, very deep, and to withstand these extreme pressures, they actually filled their
lungs with water, liquid,
with a liquid, and you would get your oxygen that way, your blood would be oxygenated that way. He said that is one of the ways supposedly that you can go faster than the speed of light without having it squish your body, and it allows intergalactic travel.
Yeah, it pisses me off that a lot of us can take it. We can accept it. We go, okay, all right, let's move forward. But no, they got to keep the information to themselves. I do have a different question from Dave Dennis in Australia. Might be a fun one for you. Here it is. Did you get to watch
yes.
Maverick? If so, what do you think of the movie? Oh, wait, and there was a second part to that. Hold on.
I thought it was great.
Where did the second part go? It asked if the plane in the movie was the SR-72, the one that took the roof off when he was flying real low to deck. The beginning of the film.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was the 72.
And 72 is 75, or was it not? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a question about that. The SR-72.
It was a relative of the SR-71, and I'm going to see if I can get some good photos of the mock-up airplane, because they built it full size.
Well, you should be able to just walk in the door to Tom Cruise's place and say, "Dad, I'm Jim Goodall.
Yeah.
I want to see the day."
Just who in the hell you think you are? Yeah. Boom. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you hand him. You know what? You put together an autographed book collection that you have, like one of each or whatever, to Tom Cruise. I bet you anything he will come say hello, shake your hand, or something.
Well, I've seen his P-51 at Ryan Field on my way to Kitt Peak.
It's the one in the movie, actually. He uses
the same one. Yeah, the same one.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. For those that don't know, I live in a northern suburb of Tucson. I live in Oro Valley. And for a couple of years, I was a docent up at Kitt Peak National Observatories, which is about 50 miles due west of downtown Tucson. And it was probably one of the more fun volunteer jobs I've had, but I just I had my right knee was giving me hell, and I just had to quit doing it, because it's up and down, up and down, and up and down. But just before I left, they had a gathering of all the astronomers, all the technicians, and all the docents. And it was a talk by one of the top astronomers from the National Science Foundation. And he had just returned from a worldwide conference, and every telescope that was looking for exoplanets in the world was represented at this conference. And he said, using proven mathematic formulas, they calculate with all the information from all the input from everybody at this conference, that for every star in the universe is 1.5 planets. And out of that incredible number, there's over 2 billion, that's with a B, 2 billion Earth-like planets orbiting a similar sized brown dwarf star in the inhabitable zone with liquid water. And if we're the only ones, what a waste of space.
Amen.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so
but
true.
but the Tom Cruise comes in here, and I see his P-51 on the way out to Kitt Peak. And it was, but I didn't see him. And the airplane's chalked and tied down, so I don't know what he was.
Well, Alien's saying Tom Cruise should play you in a movie. I can see that. I can see that happening. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any other questions, but man, I'm surprised I'm still here. I mean, have you ever fought like not anesthesia? Because I've already, I'm not. Yeah, dude, it's messing with my head. But I'm gonna be doing another show tomorrow night, and it's going to be open season. So I'll just send everybody the link. Or I'll post it in the post. Oh no, I'm hearing things fall in the next room.
The puppies.
Yeah, those things are getting knocked down. Oh yes. Parenthood, gotta love it. Good question. How many are in the Goldilocks zones? I think there's at least one in every one of them. There's got to be at least one that's in the Goldilocks zone.
No, there are 2 billion in the Goldilocks zone. There are 2 billion Earth-like planets orbiting a similar size brown dwarf star as our sun in the inhabitable zone, which is the Goldilocks zone, with liquid water.
Wow. Well, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
I mean, I was out. It was in Tippecanoe Valley. This is back in the 90s. There was not a cloud in the sky. There was just a sliver moon, and it was the sun had gone down. And I'm standing near the black mailbox there on Highway 375, the extraterrestrial highway.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there. I have my cameras, which is not going to do me any good. And I'm saying, okay, they say that you aliens, you can read minds. And I'm saying, abduct me. And I'm concentrating as hard as I can. And I said, but if you do, may I bring my Nikon with me and document it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always out here in Oro Valley. We don't have any street lights, and no one people after about 8 o'clock have their exterior lights on. So we, there's a organization in Tucson that's for a dark skies initiative to keep lights from shining up, so you can see the stars. And I can see the Milky Way almost every night. I'm sure if you got away from the city, the town outside of town, you'd be able to see the same thing because you're even higher in more ways than one.
Right.
And and I'm always staring. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always looked up. What is that? What is that? And I have never seen anything I can't explain, and it drives me absolutely batshit because I really want to have an encounter.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but I would sure in a heck love to. And I'm gonna have to call it a night here in a few minutes. I told the boss I'd be on for an hour. And
no. Yeah, we're already way past that, so we can do that. That's not a problem. But I do appreciate you coming hanging out with me tonight.
I like I told you when we first met. Anytime you need to someone to fill in. I mean, I'm not going to host, but if you need a guest, someone.
Well, I'm going to try to do some more documentaries.
Okay.
Having the Cousins brothers here really kind of inspired me to get back to it. But I got to do a little bit slower because I'm slower because I'm just older. I got to get back into shape. I got a whole bunch of stuff I have.
Hey, round is a shape.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. I've gone down 4 pant sizes, and I'm just very, very pleased with myself. I can actually look straight down and see my dick.
Yeah.
without having to lean over or grab it and pull it out and say, "Oh yeah, there it is."
That's called dicky do disease. And when they say,
Yeah,
"What do you mean
yeah.
dicky do?" It means my belly hang over more than my dicky do.
Yeah. So, Doc, you have a wonderful night's sleep. Take some
Thank
more
you.
drugs and knock yourself out. And
I'm going to follow that advice tonight.
and if I can break away, I will come on for brief time tomorrow night.
Fantastic. More the merrier. We had great time last night. So with a bunch of people. So
yeah.
All right. Well, cool, my friend. Tell the boss I said hello.
I will.
I'm going to say adieu for the evening. So you get some rest. I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Alrighty. Take care. Adios.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Bye-bye.
All right.
Oh, so yes, Jim Goodall, just awesome. One of my dearest, closest friends, and he's right. What we do, it's we have a lot of acquaintances, but very few like real friends. Not that you're not old friends, but I mean like physical friends, like Luke Walton, Travis Walton's son. He's the reason I got to surgery on time this morning, and brought me back all doped up. So, yeah, it's good people, and I like to think I try to surround myself with good people. And I've always known that part of my mission in life is, submission, whatever you want to call it, amongst all the others, is that I believe I am here to bring people together. And it may be for extended periods of time or just real quick introductions, boom, but help people get to where they're wanting to go or need to go. And bringing people together is what has always brought me the most joy, more than money or any of the other crap. It's just, even though I've lost money in Disclosure Con each year, every time I see all these wonderful people together that are speakers and guests that are coming to speak and watch, sure, I'm gonna have to go take care of that. I stood there going, yeah, I've lost a lot of money today, but look at the interaction with these people. Look at them making new contacts and new friendships, new understandings. That gets me off, folks. I just love doing it. And I'll tell you, the very first time I ever brought people together was in 1979 or 1980. VCR came out, and I would my dad, we'd go to the one or two video shops in the Metroplex, and we get a video or two, a couple videos actually, and before they had limits, and I would make little flyers. And I'd go around the neighborhood on my bike, and I'd bring everybody over to watch movies. And because it was a way to bring people together. I don't like seeing it when, like, COVID, I couldn't stand it. Destroyed all of my paradigm. It's like, that's not how it should be. But drugs. Speaking of, do I want to do that again? No, I got to save a couple for tomorrow night. Yeah, I like doing videos like this. Or this. Yes, movie magic. Gotta love it. Anyway, I hope you guys dug tonight's show. Sorry, Mike and Christopher, and who else? Others weren't able to make it tonight. But I'll put out the link again tomorrow and see who pops on. So I know we got Apollo. I know we got the Cousins brothers. I know we've got Dark Hour. We've got to make up because he wasn't able to really talk much the other night. And Rick Mackey. We gotta get Rick Mackey on here. Should have done it tonight. Didn't even think about it. But yeah, Rick Mackey, I gotta send him an invite, get him on here. And what else? I think that's about it. Can you guys see my head pulsating? Like, it feels like it's going boom, 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 boom. But it's mostly like right here, right up here in the eyeball section. And oh god, that actually felt good. Oh, I'm sure this is not good for me, but pressure point maybe. Oh, that's still there. Anywho, hope you all had a great time. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And tomorrow night, I'm sleeping in. I'm gonna like boob tube and just sit around. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be like it's my last show. So I'm gonna be chilling tomorrow night. Who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows? I don't know. I'm not like saying that to tease you. Like I have something up my sleeve. I really don't. I don't know. I mean, when I wake up in the middle of the night, I have an idea, but we'll get to it then. And yeah, I think I've been talking about it all week. What am I going to do? I don't feel lost. I need to do something where I can make money. And documentary films is one way of doing it. Maybe doing spots, just little cameos on like what the hell is it? Glenn Beck's network. Remember pounding right now. Or Fox or something, not a full-time thing, just little commentating videos here and there, those are the ideas, so I can use my narrator voice. So yeah, I need to get some money under my belt. I've done so much for free that but you guys have been great. I mean, the ones that have donated, you guys are awesome. God bless you. You've been on the voyage of my struggle, so you know what's going on. Anyway, God, I hate saying goodbye, but I need to. A lot of you need to. It's late for a lot of you. Thank you so much for staying up with me tonight. Remember, as long as we all lift each other up, we will all rise together. I'm Captain Doc Skinner on board the Starship Pariah. This is the Doc Force, the final Thursday night. I want to show you a funny video. I really, really do. Some people might take offense to that one, so I'm not going to do that one. So I'll just save it for tomorrow. But the one video we can't end without. For those that are wearing baseball caps, please be so kind and remove and stand for our national. Where to go? There it is. National anthem. See you all tomorrow. Don't be late. Share with everybody. Hit that like, subscribe, whatever, and go over and join me on Rumble or Patreon or whatever. And, I never said I would be gone forever. Just sitting. Everybody's calling a hiatus. All right. Pledge of Allegiance times, folks.